Can you hear me now? That seems to be it. Yes, has nobody joined me yet to let me know whether you can hear, see, etc. So, yesterday we had really great results with EFT, and today I want to carry on in that vein using, let me see, I'm still not 100% sure if this is working. I've lost my confidence. Let me see if somebody can, oh aye, there's somebody there. If you can let me know that I am broadcasting loud and clear, that would be helpful. I can see. Yep, is it all good? I don't know whether it's the internet here or what the hell's going on. Let me see if I can see myself. Yes, I can. And yeah, it's all good. Good, good, fantastic. Okay. Right, so yes, what I'm really seeing is with all the people that I'm working with is that so many people genuinely still don't know about the power of breathing to change your chemistry and the power of EFT. And again, as I'm going deeper and deeper into the science, because obviously putting this program into schools, you need to make sure that everything's, ticking all the boxes and everything's safe, everything's very, very well documented and researched. And, EFT really is, even above breathing, one of the most powerful ways to change your chemistry. And guess what happens when your chemistry changes? Your thinking goes to match the chemistry change. And when you imagine you're pumping up a lilo, and when the lilo gets nice and buoyant and tight, that's it in the state it's meant to be in. And then it's in the shape it's meant to be in. So when we start to really use the breath, the bellow breath is my favourite, where we're really actively blowing up, oxygenating the body and creating cellular tensegrity. That simple act of getting the cells buoyant and oxygenated changes your chemistry. And when your chemistry changes, your thinking changes to match. And EFT does exactly the same. If you are really stressed and it's a crazy time, especially if you are not buying into the narrative and you don't want the pharmaceutical companies to tell you what you can and cannot do with your body, and you think I might not be able to fly, I might not be able to go and see my family if I don't get my body injected with the things that they're saying. I mean, it can be a really scary concept that other people are going to have that kind of power potentially over you. So what do you do when you start to get like, oh, I don't want this, I don't want it. Every single cell in your body is going, no, this is not the way I want it to be. Well, then the cells are like this, contracted and dark. And then you come in and you start to breathe consciously. And we're going to do it, but I'm just explaining it to you right now. And as you start to oxygenate, the cells start to expand and you create cellular tensegrity by oxygenating the body. And then your chemistry will gently, slowly but surely start to change. And we saw this with all the breathing beliefs we've done over the last couple of years, that really breathing itself transforms people's energy. It helps them to suddenly see that they always not as it seemed in that horrible, tense, stress state, that you actually have some power and all you've done is breathe consciously to get into that expanded. The cells are now buoyant. You've let go, literally, because you can't do anything else when you breathe like that. And then you are now like, right, okay. The chemistry changes and you start to go from, I can't, all is hopeless, I am powerless, to, oh, maybe I do have some power. So There's loads of different ways to change your chemistry. But the reality is right now, what's happened in this lockdown, which I think is just abysmal in 2021, that we have not been teaching people, that we've basically stuck in their homes, a lot of carers without any support, and now what they're wanting to do to our carers, oh my God. And we've not given them the tools to teach them how to manage the anti-human behaviour that we're now expecting people to adhere to. And if you were never stressed, and if you're getting plenty of money into your bank accounts every month, you might be thoroughly enjoying this. But there's a lot of people that aren't, and you might not in the future when you see what's going to unfold. So but knowing if you felt that bad and you went to the doctor, you're going to get drugs. And in terms of anxiety and depression, we know that the drugs, you may need to hold hand with them for a bit. But with giving you drugs without teaching you about breathing and EFT is just, to me, madness. So you can get very, very quick instant relief from understanding how your body works and understanding that you have the power to change your chemistry with your breath. Now, it might take more than 5 minutes. You might have to do it and do it and do it until you really understand how the body works. Because I'm working with lots of people now, they've got no idea. They're shallow breathing through the mouth. That is going to create unease, dis-ease in the body if you keep doing it. It's just a fact. We know that now. We've got the science for it. Start nose breathing, and even if you can't nose breathe 24 hours a day, start practicing. Again, you want to look at the science, Google it, get into YouTube and find out and understand how you are controlling the chemistry in your body by how you breathe or not. We're all doing it. It's just that most of us are doing it unconsciously. And so take a deep breath and breathe out. Sometimes that's not enough. Count to 10. Sometimes it is. But if you're in intense states, if you're suicidal, which people are, then you'd have to be supported and led and guided gently through this process, which, you have to start somewhere. But obviously it's like, you're not going to get somebody to try and run 26 miles if they've never run before. Same with the breathing. You just gently introduce a few breaths. You will feel lightheaded, particularly if you've been mouth breathing and shallow breathing. I mean, it's crazy that everybody has not been taught this. And the same with EFT. I was working with my little oxygen meter this morning to really, because we like tests, don't we? We like science because we're not going to do anything unless science has said we should do it. Even when it comes to EFT, that doesn't work. Well, have you tried it? Have you actually tried consciously breathing and oxygenating your own body and changing your pH? You absolutely have to understand the science for this stuff has been around not just for a few years, sometimes for up to a century and beyond. And we have not been given this information now. You can call it a conspiracy theory or not. Who cares? The bottom line is now we need to get this information out to our brothers and sisters who are suffering terribly and feeling very alone. If you have suffered childhood trauma, and then you've gone into a cycle of abuse, which pretty much everybody does, and then you're coming out the other side, when you want to come off prescription, whether they're prescribed or illegal drugs, it's irrelevant. It's totally the same thing. You're using a drug to take you away from how you're feeling and the memories of the past. And when you can go, right, okay, if I take these drugs out of the equation, I'm then going to have to deal with this pain. And how do you do that? You have to know how to manage your emotions. It is critical for your long-term health. We can suffer as long as we want. And the body is incredible. You can stay in fight or flight. You can stay in these miserable known states because that's what we're so used to. My anxiety, we even own the energy that was simply passing through the body. We grab a hold of it and we own it and we say, it's my anxiety, my depression, etc. When you understand it's actually all just energy and it's our reaction to it that decides whether we grab it and hold it. And if you keep doing that for 60 years, like I did, without having any understanding that you will actually internally implode, the body's like, there's far, far, far too much weight here for me to carry. and disease appears in all the myriad of ways that we're seeing right now. Unprecedented levels. Forget COVID. More people died of cancer yesterday than COVID, but for some reason we're not talking about that. That, you know, there's so many things that we can do to empower ourselves. And, you know, if you imagine this, 2021 in a so-called democratic developed country like the UK, and you go to the doctor with high blood pressure, and your diet and your breathing is not addressed, and your past is not addressed. Imagine that. Why is your blood pressure up? Nobody wants to know. How do you take it down? A drug. Now, that's a possibility, and maybe you do need to use a drug to get your blood pressure down for a bit. But should we not be looking at why your blood pressure's up and taking away the why, get the diet sorted, get the hydration levels sorted, get the fat levels sorted, your essential fat profile, and get your stress levels sorted, and get your nose breathing. Because guess what happens when you nose breathe and you hum? Your blood pressure comes down. So there's people that don't believe in this stuff, apparently. They don't believe you have a phenomenal power within you. If you watch Wim Hof, Joe Dispenza, Greg Braden, Bruce Lipton, there's millions of people out there sharing the information about how powerful we truly are. If you don't want to believe that you're powerful and you want to take drugs, that's totally fine. I don't mind that. But it's for the people that really do, that would love to get off drugs, that would love to feel better, that would love to be able to be that joyful, happy person within their family. Because we know when we're down like that, we affect other people in the family. And in our friend circle, etc., we owe it to ourselves and to each other to get this information out so that we can all live with much lower levels of stress and fear. So the thing is, there's those who see, there's those probably on this call who already understand this stuff. There's those who will see when shown, and there's those who will not see. So we're looking to the people who see, that need support, the people who will see when shown. And then, it's not as if I'm saying change your diet. We're just saying breathe differently. We're just saying tap around the meridians and see how it feels. That's all. Why would you not try this? Why would you not just think, no matter how crap you're feeling, let me just try it? Are you not feeling crappy enough yet? Do you want to feel worse? Are you hoping? There'd be nothing better than if we could take a pill in and all our problems disappeared. But that's just not, unfortunately, the journey that we are on. The journey that we are on is one of discovery and understanding that our past, everything that's happened to us and that we've experienced, if it's not dealt with and released, acknowledged, and, talked through, maybe. Sometimes you don't need talked through, but sometimes you do. It has to be, though, if we're trying to keep the past down with distraction tactics, with drugs, with alcohol, with whatever it is we're doing, because all we're trying to do is chase a feeling. Even if you're having a cigarette, it's not really the cigarette, it's the feeling you get when you have the cigarette or the glass of wine. And there's nothing wrong with that if you're just doing it in moderation on the odd occasion. But now we're at a stage where so many of us are way, way, way up here stressed, fighting with each other, not standing in our corner, not standing in our power, no confidence to actually fully engage in our truth. People are being browbeaten into doing things they don't want to do with emotional blackmail, and even young people that have not got a clue about the vaccines telling us what to do. It is quite spectacular what's going on right now. Anyway, what do we do with that? I'm really frustrated that this information isn't available for free at every single surgery. I think there should be, and in the communities, we should be we're holding breathing classes as soon as we're allowed to do that. The weather's good, we're going to get out in the forest, we're going to be breathing. Jim and I are talking about how we can get as many people as possible to bring the breath and the cold water exposure and the nose breathing and the EFT into everybody's lives so that they've got these tools for managing their own chemistry. So I'm going to just go through another exercise with you today. We're going to breathe and then we're going to do more EFT. And it's the same with the kids. What tends to happen is we're like, kids have got emotions and we need to listen to their emotions. Yes, But now we're tipped way over the other side where we're like, they think all their emotions are real, and there's a lot of drama going around now, which is like, no, that's not the case. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Calm the emotions down. It doesn't matter whether you're an adult or a child. These emotional tantrums, these drama things, you need to let these pass, or teach them how to let it pass, or allow it to pass, and teach them to manage it so that they're going to get the best result for their behaviour. Because what we have got going on now is a lot of drama. It's on the TV, it's on all these bloody programmes where you scream and shout and yell, and it's your feelings and nobody else's feelings matter. When really we are a collective and everybody's feelings matter. You know, so the parents, the children and the teachers and the rest of the family. So if a child has a screaming attack, you let it play out, and then teaching them how to breathe and how to come out of that, rather than teaching them that's the way to get attention. And we're the same. We're using all these control dramas to get what we want. And when you learn about this stuff, you can feel it from people. Well, you know, if you don't do that, do what I tell you, you don't really care about the rest of society. If you don't do that, you don't love your granny. If you do this, if you stay away from your dying loved ones, you're a great person. That's the kind of stuff that we've actually been led to believe is true. And we've been overriding our human instincts, and allowing politicians to tell us what we can and cannot do with our children and with our older ones, because they're the ones really that are bearing the biggest brunt of this. We have choices, and we have to make a decision as to whether our choices are the right ones, morally right, not legally right. Anyway, let's get on with some bellow breathing and some tapping. So we need to become resilient. We are emotional beings, emotion, energy in motion. So, but we take a lot of things personally. We're believing a lot of things that are not true. We're making huge assumptions, guessing about the body, guessing about other people, and making a story. When you need to be right, when you want to get your point of view across, we all do it. I'm doing it right now. We're going, this is the way it is. This is the way it is. And when we go that, there's only one way, and we're holding this reality in place, we're of course missing out on all the other potentials in the field. So when we start to go, the world is not black and white, the world is grey, and all 50 shades of it at that. And then we always take responsibility for the vibration that we are putting out into the ether, because it ripples. Like when you throw the stone in the pond, what frequency are you giving out? And, you know, my frustration around people suffering needlessly because they don't understand Scotland's wild medicine, the plants that are there to help them with pain, with different diseases, to help energise and put vitality and life into their bodies, to make medicines, to make potions, free, all there, just outside, growing, pushed up by Mother Nature. And somewhere along the line, we thought she didn't provide. And then men have taken it, and it usually is men, let's face it, in suits. They've turned it into something else, and they're making billions and billions of it, and changing it from a whole food into whatever you call it. And our bodies are not recognising it and suffering a lot because, as per usual, we're taking far too many drugs when we're treating our dietary problems with drugs instead of treating the diet. And I'm not talking about becoming a raw vegan. I'm just talking about taking all sorts of genetically modified foods out, foods that are covered in pesticides to kill pests and our bacteria, and to just put in whole foods. Again, not rocket science. Mince and tatties, bag of carrots to chew on, and some apples. You don't have to go expensive, but get out the foods that are not real, the body doesn't understand. Start breathing through your nose, start doing some conscious breathing and EFT, and you will feel dramatically better. Right, so let's do the bellow breath, because what we're going to do is we're going to breathe before the EFT, And then we're going to breathe after the EFT. So this is really very much about you owning your power. You know, I mean, a lot of people are suffering right now, crying, overwhelmed, feeling sick, not with COVID, but headaches and stress, aches and pains because of the levels of stress. We're a collective species, so we're picking up on each other's dramas as well. And, you know, that there's nothing we can do about out there, but there's everything that we can do about in here. So when you feel that way, because here's the other thing that happens. You know what to do, but you don't do it. Has anybody ever done that? Has anybody ever actually thought, I can make myself feel better, but I choose not to? I'm going to stay in this bad mood. I'm going to be a grump. I'm not going to change because this is familiar to me. This is what I like. This is what I know. And then when you somehow find that power of your free will and you override and you say, no, enough of being the victim of my emotions, enough of feeling crap, enough of giving out this vibration onto the planet at this time. I'm going to breathe. I'm going to intermittent fast and I'm going to tap and I'm going to get back out into nature. And these are the things that are going to make you feel dramatically better. And if you do it with other like-minded people, you're going to feel human again. Okay, so we're going to do the 4-7-8 to start, and then we're going to do some bellow breathing. Now remember, think about it like you're pumping up this body, you're oxygenating it and lightening it, and you're just, so you are controlling that with your belly breathing. And I want you to breathe out and in. So as you breathe out, breathe in, I mean, your belly comes out, and as you breathe, as you let go, your belly comes in. And really actively use your abdominal muscles while you're doing this, because you're going to get a bigger buzz. And we all want the buzz. Lie down if you have to. If you're not very proficient at this breathing and you're not used to feeling lightheaded and tingly, lie down and then you've got nothing to worry about. If it feels too much, ease off and breathe a little bit less vehemently. But in my experience, most people don't work out enough. And conscious breathing, particularly if you kind of follow Wim Hof style of breath of fire, it's a workout. You know, you actually have to. You're overriding these lethargic, apathetic systems and going, waking up, waking up, waking up. I'm putting life in there. Oxygen's coming in. Air, light, all of that. We're changing the chemistry. And that requires a level of power. Willpower. Your will, your free will to use your power. To override the apathy and the poor me and the things have happened to me. And I know that horrible things have happened to people. I know that. But now we're like that. Let's look forward and let go of the past. So we're going to do that today. We're going to stand in our power. We're going to really get into these cells. We're going to own our resilience and the power within every single one of us to stand up and take the power back from this programmed old meat suit and actually engage with this new phenomenal energy, cellular energy mass that is listening to every single thing that you say, feel, think, do, perceive. That is where we have to go. Otherwise, we're just going to sink into the depths of depression and allow these people to take over our bodies and our lives. It's not an option. As Jim would say, failure is not an option. We are waking up. We're standing in our power. That's how it's going to be. So, 4-7-8. So breathe in. Hold. And out. And in. Hold. And out. And in. And hold. And out. And in. And hold. And out. Let's do one more. In, hold, and out. Okay. And just feel the buzz, feel the energy change. Get the feedback that you are in control of this. Very clear intention. Okay. And now we're going to do some bellow breathing. And then we're going to go straight into the EFT. Okay, so breathing in, belly out and out. In for 4 and out for 4. Control it. Probably starting to feel lightheaded around now. 2 more. And all the way in. All the way out. And hold it. Close your eyes and observe the chemistry change. Feel. Feel the energy, the cells moving, resetting. Feel the intelligence that knows what to do without your interference. Let go. Let the cells do their do, work their magic. And 3, 2, 1, breathe all the way in. Hold it, squeeze. And let it go. And just allow yourself to let go. Literally that 3-minute exercise. Starting to oxygenate and lighten the body. Overriding the darkness and the contraction. So we've gone from this wee tightly bundled up chemistry to this. Okay, so now we're just going to tap. So tap with me. Even although I thought I was powerless, I had no idea I could relieve this suffering, this fear. And even although it's hard to believe I am so powerful and resilient. Because recently it hasn't felt like it. I've lost my way. I've felt all these overwhelming emotions. I'm arguing, fighting with friends, family, others. I'm seeing people that believe the complete opposite from me. I've been buying into the collective fear from the politicians, the government narrative, and all the varying different points of view online. It's difficult to know who to believe, what to believe. And sometimes I feel the stress in the body. And I forget that I can change it. I can't be bothered changing it. I don't want to change it. It's familiar. But even although I tell myself some unhelpful stories, and sometimes I procrastinate, and sometimes I complain, blame and shame, because I'm doing it unconsciously still, through the programme, through the past, through the third dimensional version of reality, thinking that all that complaining and blaming will get me what I want, because that's what I used to do and that's what I see and hear others doing. But even although I fall into old ways and old patterns, I deeply and completely love, trust and accept myself. Even although I've been feeling the stress, even although I've been judging, criticising, complaining, blaming, even although I've been feeling fear, even although I've been talking about all the bad things in the world, and even although I know there's dark there, and I know I should keep my focus on the light, the positive, sometimes it overwhelms me, makes me sad, makes me feel like a victim again. But even although I'm having these experiences, I deeply and completely love, trust and accept myself. Even although sometimes I get sad, hurt, scared, and I know it's just a feeling and I can let it go. Sometimes I forget and I go into the story and go into the mire of more suffering, and then I bring all my friends and my family in. I want everybody to see it the way I see it, feel it the way I feel it, because I forgot. Feelings are just energy in motion. They are not real, they are not me. And I can choose to express them or let them go. Deep breath. Okay. Just let that energy move. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. You might feel it. Close your eyes and observe where the energy is going. Sometimes it moves up the energy centres. Sometimes it leaves a big space straight away. Sometimes we just need to breathe until it dissipates and dissolves. No experience is the same. Just allow it. Stay. Sorry, somebody trying to phone me there. Okay. So remember, Well, the way I do it, there's loads of different ways to do EFT. It's always about the negative, even though I'm feeling like this, even though I'm thinking this, even though I'm wishing it was different, even though I deeply and completely love, trust and accept myself. And feel free to use your own words. You know, if my words don't resonate with you, just use your own. The only thing that you can ever get stuck at with the EFT is what exactly to say. So just say anything. You're just tapping yourself out of that trance that's making you think that everything, all these negative stories are true and all these thoughts are real. So just really tap, 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 tap. It's like, come on, wake up. Wake up to what is truly there. So then we go. I am now open to becoming the master of my emotions, to recognising the old unhelpful patterns, and to rewiring my brain for greater levels of joy, peace, love. I am open to a much more trusting perception in this reflective universe. I allow myself to let go of all the traumas and hurts from the past, and I allow myself to forgive me and everyone else who has wronged me. Not to forget and not make the same mistakes again, but to give myself the expansion and the space for creativity and fun. I'm letting go of the past. I am unhooking all the electrical charges from all the people who have hurt, betrayed, disappointed me. I know it's brave to forgive, but today I'm feeling brave. And just for now, I'm letting go of all resentments, attachments, and reactions to all of that. Because I have that power. I am open to becoming super resilient, super alert and awake. Awake to the incredible power that I have and each one of us has inside. And to help spread that message, spread the message that we are powerful beyond our wildest dreams, and to help my brothers and sisters out of survival and fear. I allow myself to rise, to waken to my power. Part of that is having the courage to let go. The courage to let go of judging other fellow humans and their silly beliefs and behaviours that are simply that. We are powerful collective souls breaking through the mire of conditioning and programming. And it feels amazing to be waking up from this deep sleep where all suffering exists, and to be moving into the lighter, higher vibratory energies where love can flow. And I am powerful enough to choose. I allow myself to attract the right tribe. Your tribe is going to be huge over the next while. A tribe of awakened, loving souls who have the power to stand in their truth, who are brave, emotionally powerful, to rise peacefully. I am part of that movement. I am a powerful, powerful energy being. And I am attracting my tribe, the wellness warriors who cannot be moved by fear, shaming and blaming. I am powerful. I am healing. I am wakening up to the great new earth. I allow myself to be part of the change. I allow myself to speak my truth. I allow myself to see clearly the path for me and my family. I allow myself to let go of all fear. I have the power. I have the power. I am the power. I allow myself to have fun. I allow the divine energy to flow through me. I allow myself to see. Deep breath. And again, just close your eyes. Observe the energy move. Let the cells expand. Let the chemistry change. Move into that space where you're more wave than particle. Observe. Expect. Healing is happening. Healing is happening. Okay. And just check in with your cells. See how you feel when you let go, which is really that's what we've been doing. Waking up from I am powerless to I am powerful, and being able to share that vibration with other people ready to see. It's all about focusing on being powerful and letting go of all the limitations and the limiting beliefs that have kept you in place. Helped along beautifully by the politicians and the government. Stay down there. Shut up and do as you're told. We know better than you. And now we're like, is that true? Well, feel it. Do they know better than you? Who knows best what's right for yourselves, for your body, for your family? Stand in that power. Stand up for yourselves, for yourself, and for the greater good of all humans on this planet. So, I hope you got some benefit from today. Remember the mantra, practice and repetition, practice and repetition. That is when you rewire your own brain and you helm your cells in the direction that you want to go and not in the direction you're being led by people that may or may not have your best interests at heart. You choose. Okay guys, thanks for joining, and I will see you. I'm going to go early tomorrow at 8 AM because I've got a busy day, so I'll see you at 8 AM or you can watch the replay. Ciao. Oh. Come on, phone. It's not switching off again, so...